Hello all, 5th of March 2018, you're here with Dan in Essex, UK. So this is part of my how to grow things in a small space series. So you can see in front of me here that I have a grapevine. So this is growing within a flower bed. So if you have a flower bed and you fancy growing some grapes, you might want to give this a go. So I've got this trained up some bamboo canes here, which are readily available. You can get them from Homebase, B&Q, some of the bargain places, garden centres. Get them off the internet, they're certainly readily available, so no problems there. And also garden twine, you can use string as well. So the thing with grapevines is they are indeed very vigorous and they can take up a huge amount of space. Until this vine was trailing all over this flower bed. Of course you don't really want that, because you want your vine compact, you don't want it taking up unnecessary space, and of course you don't want your fruit all over the floor, all over the ground, and you want it to look something, because I think grapes can be, you know, a very beautiful looking vine, a very beautiful looking plant, especially with all the fruit. You can imagine when this is fully leafed out with all the fruit hanging off of here, it would look particularly nice. So grapes can fruit on young wood, so wood produced the previous year, for example, and what I've done with this wood is trained it up like this. So you can see, starting from the bottom, trained up around like that, and the same here. Now I did initially have them all pointing up, but I thought no, let's have them going round. I think it'd look rather ornamental. So I do encourage people to grow grapes if you're in climates such as the UK, because there's a huge misconception that you can't grow them here. I mean, you just need to check out history, and that shows you that you can. The Romans had many grapevines in the UK. Wine was held in very high regard in their culture. Modern day varieties as well have made the growing of grapes even easier nowadays. Of course you've got indoor and outdoor varieties as well, but I spoke about the varieties in the past that I hold in very high regard, Lakemont Seedless being one of them, and Muscat Blanc also being another. So you can see what I've done there, and I've got a playlist on grapes if you are interested in checking that one out. So with regards to growing grapes, they need as much sun as possible. So you want them in a very sunny location. For example, there'd be no good setting one underneath a tree. It certainly wouldn't thrive there. So you want it to be, you know, like this very sunny location when the sun's out, that is. This vine gets drenched in sun, and it will ripen the grapes lovely. Of course, south-facing walls, I've spoke about this in the past. So south-facing walls and south-facing fences. You can also grow them in polytunnels and greenhouses, for example. But if you don't have that and you want to grow a vine in a space like this, which is probably about 2 foot by 2 foot, you might want to consider this method. Now, on the top here, now I will admit that it's not necessarily the most sightly method in the world, but you saw that plant pot that I've got on the top there. Now I've got that on the top so that you know, you don't get to turn around and poke yourself in the eye with a bamboo cane, because that really wouldn't be nice, would it? And what I've got here, look, is some string tying it on, which goes through, you can see, goes through the pot like that, because of course you don't want it to blow away. So many methods of tying them up. This just happens to be a cheap, readily available and quick way, because once grapes get going, they really do grow fast, incredibly vigorous, and very heavy croppers. So we'll take the camera around, let you have a look at that. Okay, so I think you get the idea. Any questions, let me know.